What up, everybody? It's Casper. For those tuning into my channel, I've been barely getting into the Rocky movies. So in today's video, I'm going to be giving you my opinion on what I thought about watching Rocky 3. So let's get straight to it. With Rocky 3, we're now transitioning from the 70s to the 80s, so that's very interesting. To put that in perspective, Rocky 3 is a 1982 movie. It's rated PG and it's an hour and 39 minutes. I've been noticing from Rocky 1, 2, and 3, runtime for each movie has gotten a little bit shorter, but that does not make the movie any worser at all. Smart decisions, in my opinion, fit very well. 3 is directed by Sylvester Stallone. One thing I forgot to point out in the second one is that second Rocky was directed by Sylvester Stallone. So huge standout and huge shocker for me. Did not even know that. Bruh, the person who created it and wrote this is now directing it. Such a boss. Written by Sylvester Stallone. We still have the same cast with Sylvester Stallone's in there. Talia, Shire, Burt Young, Carl Weathers, Burgess, Meredith is also in here, and some new characters get introduced into the movie. Tony Burton has been in the other Rocky movies, but in this Rocky 3, he's getting more of a spotlight, getting more lines and becoming more of a main character in Rocky 3. So that's a shocker. And for the new characters, you got Mr. T and you got Hulk Hogan in here. The way the movie started already went straight to it. I couldn't believe it. The anticipation for this movie was actually so real in senses of Where Is the Eye of the Tiger song. I've known that the Eye of the Tiger song was made for the Rocky movies, but just never watched the Rocky movies, and I was just waiting for that song. This movie did not hesitate to just put that song right in the beginning. So when the movie started, right away you heard the Eye of the Tiger. It's like, whoa, let's go. I really like the originality of how the Eye of the Tiger sounds in the Rocky movie. In that montage with Eye of the Tiger, I already knew another banger is gonna just be presented to me. Montage scene, you're seeing more of Rocky going the title defense because he won in the second movie and now he's the champion, so now he's going on a title defense and going on a rampage. Rocky is just straight feeling himself. Dope to see Burgess, Meredith, aka Mickey, in the beginning in the montage just being ringside, knowing that Rocky is still in his matches. It's dope to see Mickey still at Rocky's side right there. In the crowd, we get the introduction of Mr. T. In his world, in the boxing world, he's winning matches, annihilating his opponents. He's going crazy and like an animal. Dope to see that every match that Rocky has, Mr. T is right there. Mr. T wants to fight Rocky Balboa for the heavyweight title. See a lot of the 80s swag. You can tell that this was made in that 80s era. The camera direction in Rocky 3 as well, way improved. It becomes more clear, and this is just for the third one. So I really like how each movie the camera is getting more enhanced as well. The angles of the camera direction are getting more sharper in senses of just trying to show a little bit more from the first and second one, so you can see development. I'm starting to see that obviously Rocky has more fame now, but we're starting to see him more involved with magazines, and his photos are being published literally everywhere, so we're seeing that. And it's also dope to see Adrian as well, that she's literally right there with Rocky every step he takes. Paulie out of nowhere switches like crazy. Paulie is jealous of Rocky. Paulie is seeing Rocky's success, but Paulie is just straight hating. Paulie ends up being a troublemaker, just starts getting in trouble now, of just being drunk and just acting wild. Long story short, Paulie ends up going to jail. Rocky ends up breaking him out. Funny because Paulie is hating Rocky and he's hating all this stardom. Everywhere Paulie goes, he sees Rocky's face. The beginning, we see Rocky bail out Paulie, and Paulie is just saying like Rocky lost his mind, and Rocky is just like, what the heck? Paulie blaming Rocky for not able to see his sister anymore, Adrian. In the beginning, very good flow, really loved it. Paulie's character in this one, I would say, is very good. I like Paulie in here. The growth is absolutely amazing with Paulie. Paulie's just a funny character in general because even in this one, he's asking for the mafia job. He's still hating the fact that he never got that mafia job. Paulie in here did a good job. He gets more lines. Burt Young is a great actor, and I really love his role as Paulie. Paulie did a good job from showing how jealous he was, and then also showing the support later in the movie. You could see real emotion and real feelings towards Rocky, and Burt Young did a really good job on presenting all that. Absolutely a shocker for me, and I didn't even know he was in here. That's what's crazy about it. And I'm talking about Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan plays the character Thunderlips. But even in this Rocky world, Hulk Hogan is still a wrestler. In this movie, they perceive him like a really big dude and that man. So the movie tried to make him like that. Hulk Hogan's acting, not the greatest, but it fit for what it was because wrestlers are actors, so they're good at just being a wrestler vibe. And Hulk Hogan did bring it, and like I said, it's 80s, so you saw the 80s look. Crazy to see Hulk Hogan that young. Charity fundraiser event between Rocky Balboa and Thunderlips. That was pretty funny. And I like how after that little match they had, Hulk Hogan was like, you know, you had to give him a show, because Hulk Hogan went straight towards Rocky Balboa and it caught Rocky Balboa off guard. So that scene was really good, and I like that interaction. Later in the movie, you actually see Rocky get a statue. Philadelphia gives Rocky a statue for just dominating, representing the city of Philadelphia in the right way. Rocky's happy about it. The whole team is happy about it. But in the crowd is Mr. T once again. So Mr. T's acting is on point. He gave you that type of vibe where like this dude got under your skin, because he said things even at that press conference that would make anybody hot. So Mr. T did pretty good for what he had. If I'm not mistaken, movie with Mr. T is his first ever movie role. So what are the odds of him getting a banger role and him fitting perfect for that? Burgess Meredith in this movie as well, he kills it again. When the fight is getting somewhat hype, Mickey is telling Rocky like, hey, you know, you're not the man you used to be anymore. And they get in a crazy scene right there where Mickey is talking to Rocky Balboa about just telling him like how he got civilized. That scene was an 11 out of 10. Burgess Meredith did on point. Such an OG boss. Like, the presence was insane. Rocky is in denial of some sort. He's not realizing the facts. Stallone did a good job on presenting that emotion. It's just sad that, you know, it caught me off guard like crazy. There's another scene. He just wants to retire and live life. But there's this last match, obviously, and to fight Mr. T, there's something that happens, and just basically like his character just leaving the movie, man, made me so sad. You feel the emotion in that. So Burgess Meredith on point with his acting, but that was so sad. One of the saddest things I've seen in a very long time. Presented very well, shot well, the lines were on point. It's crazy that this movie is the last movie we're gonna see him. And it's very sad just to say that. You see Rocky very distracted. His training from 1 and 2 is very different. This dude got money to rent out a gym to make it look like a museum, and he's the main attraction. And Mickey could see that his mind focus is not there, but Rocky is like, nah, don't worry about it. That was crazy as well. You just see like, dude, you know, you're not the same Rocky by doing stuff like that. Crazy interaction also that Mickey told him that a lot of his fights were fixed in the sense to protect Rocky because he has so much head damage and he's not the same person anymore. The Burgess Meredith's character leaves after a heart attack. That fight between Rocky and Mr. T, you can just see how Rocky Balboa needed Mickey by his side, and Rocky was just in his head like crazy. Rocky gets KO'd in the second round. No confidence whatsoever. Rocky's reflecting so much, but like I said, the acting in that, very good. Like, you felt all that emotion. It was so intense. A huge shocker for me, because now you see another character actually rise up and become a switch, and you see him become kind of another main character again. And who I'm talking about is Apollo Creed. So Apollo Creed in this movie actually is insane, because I would have never guessed they would have tried to do something like that. But it was one of those things like, let's risk it and try it, this idea. So Apollo Creed, not only did it lose to Rocky in the second movie, I thought that was it. But you see Apollo Creed show up again. He's retired, he's a ring announcer now, and he watched Rocky's match, somewhat supporting Rocky now. You know, Mr. T told off Apollo in the ring, and Apollo told Rocky, you know, knock this fool's head off, but Rocky ends up losing. But during that time, you see Apollo, how disappointed he is in Rocky, because he got a crazy match from him, and now Rocky's getting now he's seeing Rocky half-assed. The whole thing switches. Apollo wants to do business with Rocky and train him. So now seeing that Apollo is now a trainer, super dope. And I also want to mention the fact that Apollo's acting in here, on point. Carl Weathers did an amazing job. Love the character Apollo Creed now after watching the third one. And I like the fact that he put Rocky in so many uncomfortable situations that showed Rocky that like, yo, you're not on point. Whole interaction between both of them is awesome, is amazing. I love what Apollo did to take Rocky to LA, and the term Eye of the Tiger with Apollo made all sense towards Rocky, so I loved it. Apollo, at the end of the movie, you see Apollo and Rocky fight each other, like just like alone time stuff. That was insane as well. I wonder what happened next, or because the movie ends like that with them fighting. So crazy, crazy, crazy. Talia Shire, who plays Adrian, absolutely amazing. She killed this performance. She stepped it up. Her acting is very on point. Glad she got more lines. I'm glad she interacted more, and you can see the realness of her being the wife of Rocky. Crazy scene when they're training at the beach. Adrian believes in Rocky, is very disappointed as well because she sees how Rocky's half-assed. Not even half-assed, but like in his mind. And then the scene where they're at the beach, that scene was amazing as well. Interaction between Adrian and Rocky at the beach, on point. Couldn't believe it. Felt so real. You attach to those characters so much and you want to support them. That was a standout scene for me, to be honest, seeing Adrian step it up like that. The montage, so the whole montage of Rocky finally getting in that groove and then getting in that rhythm with Apollo, I loved it. I love Apollo training with Rocky. That was such on point, very clean. And you see that Rocky didn't have it at all, and then when you see the montage grow and continue, you see Rocky clicking on these moves, all the rhythm, and well played, and you feel very happy that Rocky is doing these moves. And you're like, ooh, you could see how Rocky wasn't in shape, and you could see how Rocky wasn't focused, and Apollo did what he had to do to train him. So the montage of that was well played, and I really liked that you saw detail in that. So the training here wasn't like the #1, it was a lot longer and you saw a lot more. This right here was just montage quicker, and it all fit. You could see where Rocky was messing up on a lot of the stuff that he was training for. Final scene between Mr. T and Rocky, I would just say I loved everything about it. Trip to see Rocky with Apollo's team, and also the trip to see Mickey Knight on the ringside as well. The fight in general was very good. You could see the first round and second round, Rocky was in it. He was just going quick, and then clubber laying Mr. T was just doing his thing, started annihilating this dude and started going with the crazy hits, and you're like, oh man. The camera direction and the quality on point. Like I said, you saw a lot of 80s style, so I appreciated all that. But I really loved how Rocky was getting hit by these punches and still talking smack, like, you ain't nothing, like that didn't hurt. Like, I was like, damn, what a change, dude. The match was crazy and well done. The swagger in the movie on point. Well played on how they finished the movie with Apollo and Rocky sparring, you know, for old time's sake. Overall, this movie with each watch is growing and becoming very, very good. After my watching Rocky 3 out of 10, I'm gonna have to give it a 10 out of 10. So that's my movie review for the movie Rocky 3. Shout out to you guys for tuning into the video. Like and subscribe for more videos like this, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Peace, y'all.